everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am back from my vacation. I am back from Miami. I had an amazing trip, guys. And I want to thank you all for your patience because, I hadn't done anything last week because I was out there just living my best life. Me and my bestie had a wonderful trip. Let me get my little mic and stuff situated here. We had a wonderful trip, guys. We did a lot of things. If you're not following me on Instagram, let me put my Instagram tag here because I posted a lot of things that we were doing, little clips, little short videos, pictures of things. And if you want to continue to find out what's going on when I'm not on YouTube, follow me there and you'll get a lot of shorts and little reels and things like that will show you a little bit of what I get into. But I had a great time. I can't even say, I can't even express it in words. So many people was sending us messages and saying things like, be careful, it's so dangerous there. I can't believe you're going to Miami. I have never felt safer. We did not feel scared in any way at any time. There was nothing that made me feel like that, it was unsafe. It's just, making sure you do the things that you need to do, go to places you need to go, make sure you're vigilant about times and aware of things that are going on around you and things of that nature. Don't go nowhere alone if you're not sure where you're going. Be careful and all the things. You have to be careful and take precautions, and it was just a wonderful time. So I have a lot of video footage. A lot. And I'm going to be careful this time that I don't delete any of it. But there will be several vlogs coming out. So this is going to be for those people who really like my vlogs. Just giving you heads up. I'm going to have a lot of vlogs. So I said at least 2 to 3 to make sure that I get all of the content, because this is just about traveling. And that's what my channel also is about. It's a lifestyle channel. It's motivation, lifestyle, and travel. So those that love that type of content, stay tuned. I got to get it uploaded and edited. But I wanted to go ahead on and come in and drop a video today because I have been gone. And as a full-time YouTuber, I want to make sure that my subscribers are, still being in touch with me and that you are getting what I promised. So I'm dropping in today. I have a message that I want to share today. My trip was very enlightening to me. It opened my eyes to a lot of things. Sometimes when you're trying to do, good and just planning out something great, something I always want to throw a wrench, right? Or some negativity want to ooze its way into it, or somebody is just going to try to cause some kind of chaos to upset, what you got going on because you're in such a great place. I was, feeling really, really good the first day that I got there. And the second day, some things transpired. And I almost allowed it to upset my whole trip. And I was saying to myself, I don't understand why these things happen, but they do. They do. That's just the nature of life. It's like things can be going well for you, then all of a sudden something comes out of nowhere and blindside you and just upset the whole balance of things. But I sat with it that night. I talked it out with my friends, and the next day I got up and I was free. And I said, you know what? I'm going to continue to enjoy my trip. I am not allowing foolishness, because that's what it was, to cause me to not be able to enjoy my trip. All I wanted was 1 week to just be able to escape work, escape, the present, state of the world, the things that go on here at home that I have responsibility for. Just 1 week, one week. And I tell you, the second day, something almost happened. But God is so good. And once I gave it to him, because I prayed that night and I just I'm turning this over to God. I'm moving on. And that's what I did. And I enjoyed the rest of my week. So I wanted to share today, even, I'm over 60, and even over 60, I am still learning. I am still learning. I think a lot of times people think when you get to a certain age in life that you got it together and that you know how to resolve things that happen, or you are in control of everything. No one is ever in control of anything that happens in your life. You're not. It doesn't matter if you're, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or 100. You are not going to always be in control of the things that happen. Sometimes that curveball going to come in, and it's going to try to upset your balance or upset your life, because sometimes when you're in a good place in life, other people don't like that. They don't want to see you be happy or living and in control of things in your life. And when you're that way, sometimes people will want to bring you back down to where they are, or feeling that you don't deserve it, not knowing the struggles you've had in your life and everything that you did to try to overcome certain things in life and to get where you are. A lot of people don't understand that journey because it's not theirs, so they don't understand it. But at this stage of my life, I am not allowing other people to upset my life and to cause me to have a setback because of them. I have enough stuff going on for my own life. I don't need anybody else trying to do that. And oftentimes, the things that come in my path has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. It's because of the way that I react to certain things that happen. So, I'm saying all of that to say that no matter how old you get, how old you become, you're going to still deal with things. You're never going to be to a place in your life where everything is just 100% great. People get on social media and they can say, oh, my life is just wonderful. And they may feel that, but that doesn't mean that they don't deal with setbacks. It doesn't mean that they don't have problems that arise in their life. It just means that they are able to deal with the things. I am my ancestors. And those ancestors are mine who survived in order for me to be here. I feel like I channel that energy, because no matter what happens in my life, I'm always going to fight my way back. No matter what happens in my life, I'm always going to keep going. I am not going to let anybody drag me down to the muck. I done been in the muck before, honey. I know what the muck feels like. It's nasty. It stinks. It is not a place that you want to be. So don't allow anybody to drag you down in the muck because of where they are in their lives. And sometimes, let me say this part, because one of the things I told you all that I dealt with in my younger years was dealing with the fact that I would lose people in my life. But God put me in famine, honey. Let me tell y'all. Y'all know about famine? I was in a state one time where I felt like I had no one in my life. No one. And I survived. When I went through COVID, those first couple years, not being able to come home and see my family, my mother, not being able to see anybody because everybody was wanting to stay safe. So they wanted everybody to stay away. And that was a whole year or a little over a year of me not seeing my family outside of the times that I would FaceTime with maybe my children and my grandchildren, but hadn't seen my mother because my mother is frail and we were just wanting to keep her safe. And I lived in another city. So it was over a year before I saw my mother from 2020, I think, to the latter part of 2021. And that was tough for me. That was really, really tough for me. But I said, I got through that. I cried a lot when I was alone because, nobody was visiting. We were all just staying at home, doing what they said, shelter in place, stay at home, all of that. I was doing that, and I was so lonely at times because, it feels alone especially when you can't go out, because we could go out and get food and come in. We weren't dining out. It relaxed a little bit later on, but in the beginning, it was no dining out. So it was just like the only time I saw people was when I went to work because I was one of those that wasn't fortunate enough to be able to do my work from home. I was still going to work through the whole COVID. So, I know what it's like to feel alone and feel like you don't have anyone. And God helped me to be able to handle that. It's been other situations that I won't share here, but because of those situations, He gave me the strength that I had always been asking for. So I'm at a state of my life now when I feel like if somebody does not want to be in my life, God gonna help me deal with that. It may hurt a little bit, may sting a little bit in the beginning, but guess what you're not gonna see? You're not gonna see me fall apart. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna continue to dust myself off, and I'm gonna keep walking forward in life and, do what I have to do. I am still learning that over 60, that, you're going to still have pain and misery and problems and chaos over 60. It doesn't stop. It's how you handle it. I always tell my children, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond. Because oftentimes the way you respond can cause that thing to erupt. Everything that happens to you don't require you to speak back or to get in this tit for tat or argument or fall out. Sometimes the best thing to do is to be silent. I have learned that lesson. And I think a lot of people have trouble with that because they think that it means they are afraid. If they're not standing up, speaking up, and defending themselves, everything don't deserve an answer. Everything don't deserve a response. It doesn't make you a coward. It does not make you fearful because you choose not to retaliate or choose not to speak. It just shows your maturity. Being mature is being able to be in control of yourself. Being able to be in control of your emotions. That's also being an adult. When you cannot control yourself in a situation, you allow that situation to make you act crazy. It don't make you look anything to be proud of. It makes you look crazy when you cannot control yourself. So I've learned that in my life that sometimes I'm gonna take that higher road, and I'm just gonna allow them to think that in some way they've won. It's okay, because it's not about winning and losing to me. It's about peace. My life is about peace. And I really live my best life this week. One thing about me and my bestie, she is like an energy booster to me. We get together and it's like two energy balls like this. And we just explode when we get together. And that energy is just around me. And it makes me feel good. When, I've been having this issue with my left eye twitching, and when I went to a doctor, he said it was nerves, caused by stress, and my eye just twitch. All week it did not twitch. All week. When I got back, as soon as I got off the airplane today, and I jumped on the shuttle to ride it back to Chattanooga, my eye started twitching. And it's not that I got any stress. It was just about the things that I'm thinking about that I could potentially go back home to. Because sometimes, when you get out of the environment of where stress causes you, you feel free, you feel alive, you feel like you could just be whatever, and then you have to go back to it and you start anticipating what that's going to feel like. And so that's what happened. It's fine now, but it just hit me. And I was like, why is my eye twitching? I don't have nothing going on, so why is it twitching? But it was just me thinking about the things that could potentially happen when I get back here. But, I don't have the bandwidth to deal with drama or chaos anymore. I have to be concerned about my livelihood and what's happening. Do y'all know that the US dollar is losing its value? And it could lose value to the point where we are in some serious trouble. Serious trouble. So I have bigger fish to fry than this minute stuff that people want to bring into your life that has nothing to do with you. But because of the person I have been in my life, who always felt the need to mediate, who always felt the need to try to help someone and to have it backfire. It's okay if somebody don't know who you are. It's okay if people want to assume you a certain way. It's only what you think of yourself and that man up there or that being up there. That's all that matters. I don't try to prove myself anymore to anyone to make them know that I'm a good person or that I go out of my way to try to be helpful or loving to someone. I show up every day 100% being me. The way that I am here on YouTube, on my social media platforms, are the way that I am in my life. It's no acting here. It's who I am. I'm a little goofy at times. I think I'm intelligent. I can be silly, comedic, and I'm fun. And that's just who I am. And I'm not going to let anybody deny that. I'm a great friend. I'm a great mother, a grandmother, and a daughter. And I am proud of the woman I have grown into be, because I wasn't always this woman. I had issues growing up. I had trauma growing up. But I won't live in that trauma for the rest of my life. And I am begging you all that at some point in your life, before you get too old, you got to let go of stuff that you can't control. You got to let go of things that don't serve you. And you just release it. You just make a decision. It doesn't take any kind of schooling or you got to learn this knowledge about it. Just decide, I am tired and I'm letting it go. And that's just what you do. And that's just what I've done. So I just wanted to jump on today and share that with you. But my trip was amazing, guys. It was fun. I am going to try to include as much of the things that we did in the videos. Like I said, it may be 2 to 3. And I hope that you all enjoyed it. And I hope those that enjoy vlogs will watch it. It will be a lot of B-roll. It will also be a lot of voiceover, probably, when it was music. Of course, I did speak to you all on several occasions, but I thank you. Let me welcome the new subscribers. I had a few on board since I last signed in. Thank you so much for being here. Thank my members also for joining the membership and wanting to know more and be a part of a exclusive, type of membership where we get exclusive content, a little bit more personable things, but I will always give great content to the entire platform because I love you all. Y'all have been so supportive. Those of you who show up all the time, even the ones that sit in the bushes that tell me sometimes I don't always comment, but I'm here. Thank you all so much as well, because every view counts for me. Every view, every thumbs up counts for me, and I appreciate you all for all you do and support. Let me say this before I sign out. I've decided, this time of the year, I started going live like 2 years ago. So I'm going to start that up again, but I'm only going to do one live. Well, I did the same thing last year. I'm going to do one live a month. I think it may start in May. So I'm going to do one live a month for my channel. Of course, if you're part of the membership, you might get some pop-ups lives because that is a part of the membership package. But just as far as the platform is concerned, I'm going to do just a impromptu live, a chat, and we're going to talk about whatever you all want to talk about. Okay, so thank you all for watching today. I'm home. I just got home probably a couple hours ago. I'm about to relax, got my Miami hat on, got me some Miami magnets on my refrigerator. I had a great time, guys. That whole culture, that Cuban, Latino, Hispanic culture is awesome. It's amazing. And in the video, I gave y'all some fun facts about Miami. It is so amazing. So make sure you watch to get those fun facts, okay? So thank you all for watching today, and I hope to see you all real soon in the next video. Take care. Be safe. Peace.